a great day. My name is Melissa Sobisol and we are the Group 4 and we are reporting the Republic Act 10912. So Republic Act number 10912 is an act mandating and strengthening the continuing professional development program for all regulated professions, creating the Continuing Professional Development Council and appropriating funds therefore and for other related purposes. So, the meaning of continuing, it is means without break in continuity. Professionals means person work requiring special training. And development means a process of growing or changing and becoming more advanced. Advanced process of honoring the knowledge and skills and attitude of professionals. Because education is not learning of facts but the training of the mind to think. So there have been a lot of queries concerning RA 10912, known as the Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016. Is a federal law enacted in 2016. CPD is resisted by many teachers. It is claimed to be an additional cost, effort, and time commitment, while in fact, it is the requirement for all professionals. CPD is the only method for professionals to maintain their competitive edge in an increasingly globalized environment. Section 1. Title: This Act shall be known as the Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016. Section 2. Declaration of Policy. It is hereby declared the policy of the state to promote and upgrade the practice of professional in the country. Section number 3. Definition of terms. The following terms shall be defined under this Act. Section number 4. Strengthening the CPD program. There shall be formulate and implemented CPD programs in each of the regulated professions. Enhance and upgrade the competency and qualification of professional for practice of the professional pursuant to the PQF, the AQF, and the Asian MRAS. In the section number 5, nature of CPD programs. The CPD program consists of activities that range from structured to non-structured activities which have learning process and outcomes. Include formal learning, non-formal learning, informal learning, self-directed learning, online learning activities, and professional work experience. Section 6. Power, function, and responsibility of the PRC and the Professional Regulatory Board. The PRBS, the PRC, and the PRBS shall undertake the implementation of the CPD programs, and for this purpose shall coordinate with the concerned government agency in the development of mechanism and guidelines in the grant and transfer of credits units earned from all learning process and activity pursuant to this Act. Section 7. CPD Council. There is hereby created a CPD Council in each of the regulated professional which shall be under the supervision of the concerned PRB. Every CPD Council shall be composed of a chairperson and 2 members. Section 8. Power, function, and responsibility of the CPD Council. The CPD Council for each profession shall ensure the adequate and appropriate provision of CPD programs for their respective profession. Evaluate and act on application for accreditation of CPD providers and their CPD programs. Monitor and evaluate the implementation of the CPD programs, assist and or upgrade the criteria for accreditation of CPD providers and their CPD programs on a regular basis. Develop mechanism for the validation, accreditation, and recognition of self-directed learning, prior informal learning, online learning, and other learning process through professional work experience. Section 9. Secretariat. A CPD Council Secretariat hereby created at the PRC Central and Regional Officer to provide technical, administrative, and operational support to the CPD Council and the PRBS in the implementation of the CPD's program. The CPD Council Secretariat shall be headed by the Executive Director to be appointed by the Section 10. Ito ay ang CPD ay ginawa bilang mandatoryong pangangailangan sa pag-renew ng PIC ng lahat ng rehistrado at lisensyadong professional sa ilalim ng regulasyon ng PRC. In Section 11, Recognition of Credits Units, all duly validated and recognized CPD credits units earned by a professional shall be accumulated and transferred in accordance with the pathways and equivalencies of the PQF. The PQF, it is the Philippine Qualification Frameworks, describe the levels of educational qualification and sets the standard for qualification outcomes. Section 12. Career Progression and Specialization. The PRC and the PRBS is consultation with the AIPO or the APO, the Civil Service Commission CSC, other concerned government agency and industry stakeholders shall formally and implement a career progression and specialization programs for every profession. The career progression and specialization program shall form part of the CPD. The EIPO refers to the concerned board and PRC accredited integrated professional organization for given profession which is specifically. And the APO, it refers to the PRC accredited professional organization PRBS where membership therein by professionally is only voluntary. So dito sa Section 12, ang PRC at ang PRBS sa konsultasyon sa AIPO at APO, Civil Service Commission or CSC, o iba pang kinaukulang ahensya ng gobyerno at stakeholder ng industriya ay dapat bumalangkas at magpatupad ng career progression and specialization program sa bawat profesyon. Dito naman sa Section 13, so lahat ng kinauukulan or ahensya ng gobyerno at pribadong kumpanya at organisasyon kung magamit ng mga professional ay dapat na isama ang CPD bilang bahagi ng kanilang plano or programa sa pagpaunlad ng human resources. So, ito ang nakasaad sa Section 13. In Section 14, Funding. The implementation of the provision of this act shall be immediately included in the PRC programs, the funding of which shall be included in its annual submission for all inclusion in the Annual General Appropriation Act. So here in Section 15, it's stated that implementing rules and regulation, the PRC and the PRBs in consultation with the AIPO or the APO and other stakeholders shall promulgate the implementing rules and regulation, the IRR, with 6 months from the effectively of this act. However, a PRB may prescribe its own requirements of procedure relating to the CPD as may be pertinent and applicable to the specific profession, provided that the same does not contravene any of this provision of this act and its IRR. Section 16. Fraud relating to CPD, fraudulent acts relating to the implementation and enforcement of this act shall be punishable under the pertinent provision of the revised penal code in the new civil code and other applicable laws. Section 17, separability clause. If any parts or provision of this act is declared invalid or unconstitutional, the other provision not affected thereby shall remain in full force of effect. Section 18, repealing clause. All those decrees, executive orders, and other administrative issuance of parts thereof which are inconsistent with the provision of this act are hereby repealed or modified accordingly. Section 19. Effectively, this act shall take effect 15 days following its complete publication in the official Gazette or into newspaper of general circulation in the Philippines. We have some question and then we will answer this one. What is a Republic Act 10912? So what is the Republic Act number 10912 is all about? So Republic Act number 10912, otherwise known as the Continuing Professional Development in 2016, is an act which requires CPD as the mandatory requirements for the renewal of professional identification card. So, when was the law enacted and what is its date of effectively? So, the CPD Act lapsed into law on July 21, 2016 and it took effective on August 16, 2016. So, when is the implementation of RA number 10912? So, the implementation of RA number 10912 started on March 15, 2027 upon the effectively of Resolution number 1032 or the Implementing Rules of Regulation IRR or the RA number 10912. So, when will the requirements of CPD units for the renewal of Professional Identification Card PIC start? So, the general transitory period of the required CPD units are as follows. PRC renewal period in July to December 2017 and 2018, 2019 onwards. Are the senior citizen exempted from the CPD requirements? No, the law does not provide any exemption for CPD compliance for the renewal of professional identification card. So how about the licensed professional who are working overseas? So licensed professional working overseas may attend training or seminar conducted by the foreign chapters of affiliates of accredited CPD providers. They may also attend training and seminars conducted by the accredited CPD providers and apply for credit units under the self-directed learning and or lifelong learning. So, under PRC Resolution number 1032, who may apply as CPD provider? So, it's a natural or juridical person may apply as CPD provider. So, where can you get the application form? The Continuing Professional Development CPD forms can be downloaded from the PRC website at www.prc.gov.ph or available at NCR Regulation Office at PRC, PICC, and PRC Regional Office. So, Another question is, how long is the validity of accreditation for CPD providers? So, the accreditation of CPD provider is valid for 3 years. So, what is the main objective of the RA 10912? An act mandating the strengthening and the continuing professional development program for all regulated profession, creating and continuing professional development council, and appropriating funds therefore and for other related purposes. So, what is the purpose of CPD law? So, continuing professional development is a lifelong learning process which aim to enhance the competence of the professional by upgrading and updating knowledge and skills for the profession as brought about by modernization, scientific and technical advancement in the profession. And what is the most important function of CPDs? So, CPDs enables learning to become conscious and proactive rather than passive and reactive. This is mediated by the incorporation of vocational practical into academic qualification. It's an important part of continually making personal improvement even after finishing formal education. Again, I'm Melissa Subisol and thank you for listening. And have a great day. Bye.